Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on today's episode of Arcane Amphitheatre. I'm Raph, your Dungeon Master, and before we begin, I want to thank you all for joining us on what is now 1 year of Arcane Amphitheatre. We want to thank everyone who has been with us from the beginning, and those of you that have joined us recently, welcome aboard. We're so incredibly lucky to have each and every one of you. If you are new and haven't yet, come join us on Discord where you can interact with the entirety of the Arcane Amphitheatre cast. While you're at it, give us a follow on our social medias with both links found in the description below. Thank you all again so much for 1 year of Arcane Amphitheatre, and we hope you enjoy today's episode. When we last left the Redeviants.
This new world I find myself in has proven itself to be abundant in temporal anomalies. Fantastic beasts such as Medusas and Driders are biologically altered. An insignificant mercantile group, the Bogo brothers, has a much more influential role in this realm. And Beluseo has brought to light the most striking and profound discovery yet. The first round in the Umbral Tournament is a duel between combatants. I was the first to fight for the Redeviants. My challenger, contestant number 1, champion of the Colosseum, a graviturgical sorcerer who has spent years training themselves in this arena, preparing themselves for slaughter, waiting patiently for me. Arcane Amphitheatre, Episode 53, Time Forgotten.
Any questions?
No, I don't. Things were pretty cut and dry last time.
Hey, Ajax, how did that feel?
Oh, a question for me? Not good, Zach.
So this is all a dream, correct?
Speaking to me.
Raph, this was a
none
dream?
of that actually happened.
Yeah.
Somebody got a hold of some dream pastries on the way to Beluseo.
Did you snort some of your dust, your Kana dust on the way?
Ajax, as your life begins to fade, after you reached back out, questioning and remarking to Yiska that you don't know who she is, your life begins to fade. And what are the last fleeting moments that buzz through your mind?
There's a feeling of regret that washes across Ajax's mind, looking at this result that he then ponders if whether or not he himself, Ajax Lagrange, the chronologist, had done this. Looking back to time when he was tasked with experimentation at the Lagrange Foundation, and then he sees the sheer devastation that was inflicted upon him by a successful result. And that regret is mixed with a sense of pride for what he's done. This achievement has gone even further than he could possibly imagine. And as the lights in his eyes begin to dim. He looks upwards towards the rotating disc that his apprentice, the younger Yiska, is floating upon. And he's met with a question of whether or not she might suffer the same fate.
The world around you begins to slowly transition to black. The outskirts of your vision fading away as you focus in on the young child. Confusion, disgust, surprise, a barrage of emotions attempting to be processed by a young 12-year-old girl. And your body fades for a moment. It hits the ground, you take your last breath, and you let your soul wander for a second. Aimless. There is nothing but darkness and your memories. This sense of control you once had, this sense of purpose you had previously. And as you wander for a second, your memories come back to you and you find yourself in your lab. The massive warehouse that was part of the Lagrange Grander Island, dedicated only to yourself. Describe it for me.
There is a massive, almost what feels like a promenade. Viewing balconies for certain members of the family to observe what was taking place. With a singular, lone specimen table in the center. There is equipment along the backside of the wall. Blinking lights. What seems like vessels containing this fluid that is bubbling, encircling upon itself. Ready, eager for injection. And many different receptacles for tools, cordyceps, pliers, things of that nature. Its drab almost appears colorless, yet with closer inspection, it is washed with stains of red from times past and the atrocities that have taken place in this laboratory.
You walk through it. There is a silence that sits on it. You can almost see the memories of a multitude of experiments. You simply wander the silent, cold, dead lab. The red blood stains fading in and out. Various visages as your mind is flooded with memories of various different experiments. And as you take a couple steps back towards the promenade entrance, you look up at the balcony. Visages of your family. Difficult for you to discern right now. Fading in and out your parents, your siblings, your aunts, your uncles, fading in and out of your vision and sight. And as you close your eyes and you turn around and you look at the lab one more time, it is clean, pristine, untouched, unsullied. For the lab you look at is free of your sins. And what you see before you right now is another half-elf. Your trusted lab assistant, Hallion, who has worked with you for many, many years. Arguably, your partner in crime. Zach, would you describe Hallion for me?
He is this high half-elf with a light bluish purple gray skin tone, with a purplish hair that is receding and kind of kept nice. He's wearing a lab coat with purple accents, but the lab coat itself is a silvery white. And underneath that is a purple suit, dress shirt and slacks. And whenever he is ready for experimentations, he is wearing gloves that go all the way up to his elbow, and he's wearing thick rain-like boots. He is ready for anything.
Ajax, you take a step forward. You look around as this memory comes back to you. This was the beginning. The moment where your success started. You're filled with pride, control. You are on the verge of success. You have almost done it. The first step in sending an item forward in time is upon you. You've studied everything you need. You need one dense object, a coin that you have sent someone to go gather. The experiment has been set up as you look at Hallion, who simply stands getting ready for today's experiment, and he turns to you.
Are we ready?
I suppose now is as good a time as ever.
I can't wait. You know, you've always been my favorite, and I can't wait to see what you can do.
We are on the cusp of greatness. Can you imagine what we can do with the mastery of this control?
It is beyond my comprehension. I only follow in your geniusness.
You don't have to brown nose me, Hallion. We've done this together. Not just yourself. I mean, we've had plenty of subjects that have gotten us to this point. But we cannot forget them. We are standing atop a precipice.
Of course.
What lies ahead of us, the work that we've done to get to this point. No matter what happens, you cannot forget them.
And I shan't not. I have their name, each name and what happened to them in their file.
As you finish saying that, there is a centaur that comes barreling in, holding 2 vials of some sort of arcane liquid meant to power your machines. As Emilio comes rushing in, Emilio being technically Ajax's assistant, but more in line with Hallion's assistant. Cole, will you describe Emilio?
Yeah, so
as Raph mentioned, Emilio is a centaur. I think the first thing that you notice when it comes to Emilio's features is his hair is done into a ponytail. His hair is neatly shaved on the sides of his head, though. So it's just the top of his head done into a ponytail. You notice almost immediately the blue cerulean eyes that he has. Adorned his chest is just a sash. It's a deep lilac purple, but there's the Lagrange insignia that is done atop of it. Emilio's hair is silver gray, and he has a well and upkept beard. And Emilio walks in. Ajax, where did you want these vials?
Along with the rest of them, Emilio, I appreciate your ability to at least retrieve them. I know that things have been a mess here recently, but...
No bother. I'll make sure that they're placed, prepped for the run, and I'll be waiting in the wings with Talion. But if there's anything I can do, just let me know.
For now, just be on standby. This is something I fear only one of us will be able to do.
Are you sure about this?
He takes out the ring that he's had in his breastcoat pocket. I'm positive, Emilio.
Understood. And Emilio Tontal will make his way with the vials and make sure they're properly secured.
As you prep it and the three of you continue getting things ready, ensuring the machinations are ready, there is another character that comes through. As Ajax, you recognize this character as none other than your trusted bodyguard. Brennan,
Let's go.
would you describe your character?
You are gazing upon a woman of tall and intimidating stature, but her face carries a gentle expression, soft brown hair, short and neat, and her armor glistens, not a speck of dust on it to be found, carries herself well but strong, an unmoving force throughout Ajax's life. Boy, love, I really don't like it that you're going on this. I don't like that you're gonna go through with this. There's no real way for me to keep a look after you. Make sure you keep everything nice and tidy. Make sure you keep to your itinerary. Any of that stuff. I really wish I could, help you somehow.
No matter what happens, you will still be alongside of me in some sense of a manner.
Well, I guess I couldn't.
And I'm sure wherever I go, there might be somebody that could fill in your position.
You'll know you'll never be able to replace me, love, and I pinch his cheek.
He smiles shyly to himself and continues operating on the central mechanism.
You go through the final checklist of things. The three of you, Ajax, Halion, and Emilio. And as you all take a moment and look around at everything, going through the list on your clipboard one more time, there are these soft footsteps that echo through the pristine halls as your sister, Alva, makes her way not onto the balcony, but through the promenade itself. Easton, would you describe Alva?
Who you see is a woman, an elven woman. Her strongest feature, of course, is a similar color hair to Ajax's, the light blue, almost grayish, goes down to about her shoulders. She's got a side part, almost covers her face on her right side. On her left, she curls it behind her ear. And you can see she has a earring that almost resembles a pocket watch that goes from her earlobe all the way up to the tip of the ear. Striking eyes, beautiful face, almost chiseled just like Ajax's. There's youth, but clearly she is his elder. You see her shirt is this sort of flowy blouse, the long sleeves. You notice what is almost not necessarily a corset, but just a vest that is tied together with a belt. You see what is essentially a cape behind her. And instead of just a full cape, it's almost like the best way I could describe it is Tails from Sonic. It's like two different individual ones.
Tailcoat.
That sort of almost flies in the wind on its own. She's got just regular brown, black pants, boots, all the way up to almost her knees. And you see on her side is what is essentially a hand-sized hourglass that is her arcane focus. And she just looks at you proudly. I cannot wait to see what the results are. Is there anything else I can do for you? I'm just so proud. So proud.
You've taught me everything that I know. All of this is as much as mine as it is yours, Alpha.
No, you flattered me too much. It's all you. It's your drive. It's your will to continue onward no matter what. And that's what I admire the most about you, Ajax.
I just wish that you could be alongside me.
I will. But just don't forget, Ajax. I know how you are. It's okay to ask for help. You've only ever done it with me. Go out there and meet people that are willing to help you.
It won't be the same, though. No one could replace you.
Oh, I know that. Don't worry. I'll always be here, though.
I suppose it is time then. We're all assembled. You all know your role. Before we begin, a few words.
As you take your first step to begin your speech, there is a voice that echoes from beyond the promenade. Ajax, do not do what I think you're going to do. As there is a hurried set of footsteps that scurries down the hall and turns as you see your uncle, Cornelius Lagrange, set up with this pure white, half up, half down bun, these ornate, beautiful, purplish silver robes that go all the way down, and these silver boots that go up to his knees. And he goes, "What are you doing?"
The deeds have been done, Cornelius. The time is now.
No, the time is not now. Ajax, you haven't properly tested things yet. You can't experiment on yourself yet. You know that.
Everything that I have been met with up until this point have led me to more questions than answers, Uncle.
Then our purpose, Ajax, is to research, not to throw ourselves into the wind. That is what we are here for. We dare take a step and skip over crucial information. We run the risk of our entire philosophy crashing down. You and I both know that time is a fickle beast. It is so fickle. You On paper, yes, everything is pristine. And I will admit I am not your parents. I don't have the deepest understanding. I simply serve as the general accountant to everyone. But Ajax, I am also the only one here that is going to tell you reason. Sending a person with the amount of knowledge you have through there runs the risk of us losing it all.
I feel like that's an insult as much to myself as it is to Alva. She's able to take my place.
Alva has responsibilities beyond just this lab and mentoring you. Alva must mentor all of us. Yes. I'm not going to pry into why, Alva, you've chosen Ajax. It's not my purview.
Somebody had to.
Well, then select Hallion. He's been alongside me every single step of the way. He's seen everything that I've seen. What's the difference between himself and myself?
I'm saying that we need to be careful. All right. First, this whole experiment is going behind your parents' back, and I can't let that happen. But he reaches into his pocket and pulls out what is about a 4-inch thick gold coin. I stole Hallion and we went over your notes. All right. Hallion and I are worried about the density of traversal. This is a gold coin imported from the 9 Hells. It's as dense as it's going to be. Do an item first. Make sure items work. Then we experiment further. Then we find subjects, okay? We keep finding more and more of them.
I have infused enough subjects for a whole lifetime. The amount of lives that I have forsaken to get to this point transcends time itself. And this rift, when's the next chance that we're gonna have at something like this? The stars have aligned for this moment here and now, Uncle.
All right. If it fails, I'm taking over the project.
And if it fails, as long as I live and breathe, whether I have your support, or my parents' support, or anyone in this forsaken room's support, I will make sure that I keep moving forward.
Very well. Go ahead.
Seeing that we're all assembled here, including lovely Cornelius, I wanted to impart some ambition onto you all. The word of the day is perfection. As long as chronergy and graviturgy have been separated, their progress have been slow and their uses limited. But when these two schools of magic have been united, they may lend each mutual forces and march together towards the mastery of control and true perfection. These words, I found, are not of my own, but of one of our ancestors, Joseph Louis. With this in mind, if we wish to control time itself or wish to control space. It is only together the two sides of the coin conjoin. Only then may we practice true mastery over our craft. And I feel that there's no better teachers than the masters themselves. And we've spent enough time focusing on time. Perhaps it's time to ask the other side. And Ajax will begin his final preparations. Lie himself onto the specimen table.
As you get on, you feel a mass hit you like a ton of bricks as she just brings you in quickly for a hug. I'm only going to be a sending stone away, okay? Please, reach out to me.
I wish it was so simple.
It has to. That's how it works, right? The spell? Please.
If you feel that things are going amiss, you feel any pain too much, we can always stop. Find another day.
Hallian, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. How am I to pass something like this up?
I know. I'm just going to miss you is all. I don't know how long you'll be gone. I don't know what I'll do without you.
You'll keep doing what you've always done. But it's time to start thinking for yourself. You've been by my side since the beginning. You know how I think. You know how I operate. You've learned enough as it is. Take your teachings and apply them yourself. Just a sending stone away.
Just a sending stone away.
As she lets go of the hug, she's going to cast Enhance ability on you. And I'm going to give it, let's say, I'm trying to think of what the best one would be. Let's do Wisdom.
Emilio, at this point, you'll hear the soft clop as he slowly makes his way towards Ajax. Ajax, once you hold fate, make it smile for the rest of us.
Emilio, I fear that fate has smiled upon you enough already. But I will try to right my wrongs. You were my first.
Emilio just holds his hand on Ajax's shoulder.
I appreciate you being... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interject.
I appreciate you being so open-minded after the things that have been done.
I believe in your vision.
Not all of my recipients can say the same.
Then don't let it be for nothing. And Emilio just gives him a pat, straightens out his cloak a little bit. See you on the other side. Maybe later.
Together? If I meet you, we'll have plenty to catch up on.
I look forward to it.
You sit back on the specimen table.
What, are you not going to say anything? You've been so boisterous up until now.
Bab will come up. I guess it's just hard seeing my little guy grown up a bit. A little too much for my liking. You know, I think retirement's calling my name as soon as whatever happens, happens. But don't think for a second that I wouldn't drop anything to come defend such a brilliant young man.
Pab, you have done me a great service these years we've been together. I'll be remiss to say that I won't long for your protection.
Oh, protecting is one of the last things I haven't done much protecting of you these last few years. You're very capable on your own. I would say it's been a greater honor to help you blossom into the young man you are now. She'll break her normally stoic stance and give you a big old all-encompassing
Watch over
hug.
them. Don't let mother and father punish them for my being.
Oh, I think I've taken enough beatings in my lifetime. I think I can pull a few strings, redirect some blows or two.
I know it's been a bumpy road, and I will not neglect the path that we've taken to get to this point, everyone. If I have the opportunity, you will be the first ones that I contact. But do not weep in my absence. For as long as the Lagranges persist, there will always be another brilliant mind determined to do what is right. Thank you all so very much for your dedication to myself and to this project. Are we ready?
On your orders.
Remind me, what project number is this?
81.
You didn't know?
This is Project 81. Please prepare your final preparations. I'm ready.
Raph, could I do a check really quickly? I genuinely just want to check. I'm assuming that we've done similar things to this before. But with this coin, with what we've done in the past, how genuinely does she believe that this will work? And is there any last preparations she could give to assist him?
I think you can give me an Arcana check.
Not terrible. I have a plus, what is that, 11? That's 23.
You watch the crew begin their final preparations. You trust Ajax. You know your uncle is not a researcher. He handles the gold and the money flow for the Lagranges, but he is no... Your uncle, Cornelius, is also not dumb by any means. He's a brilliant mind in his own right and very well could be a researcher. However, it's not what you see in the lab, but the look of genuine concern on Cornelius's face. With a 23, you don't know what else you can do. You trust Ajax. You know that Ajax has devoted his entire life to this. But you also know your uncle to be a supporting man. You get the sense that Cornelius does not know why he thinks it's going to fail. It's just this gut instinct, and you can see on his face that he is attempting not to show it. You look around the lab, everything looks pristine, everything looks good, but the word dense lingers on your mind, as if sifting through time requires a certain level of density of whatever matter is traveling through it. And you realize that every arcane aspect of Ajax's experiment is exact. That's the last variable.
I think that she just eyes the ring, thinking of the tireless hours that she spent working with the Lagrange enchantress. There's a certain aspect to it. She would never say this to his face. But if somehow it failed, and that he was lost, sometime in the future, she were to find that ring, but not him. She just lingers on that, but she trusts him.
You linger on the ring as Cornelius realizes what's going on and puts his hand on your back. Just, at some point, Alva, you're going to have kids of your own. I know that Ajax is like a son.
He's not had much of a guardian elsewhere, so
Well,
I had to make up for it.
then let this be your first lesson in parenthood. Some lessons can't be taught. You just have to let them learn.
It'll work. And I cannot wait to see the face that you give whenever it does.
He looks at you and smiles. Alva, it will not fail. As you both turn to Ajax, you sit on the specimen table.
Emilio is prepping the syringes, making sure that the ratio of the vial's contents are exact.
You take it. You look at Ajax one more time as Ajax, you lay on the table. You take the syringe. You look at Hallian, who activates the machine, and there's this arcane buzz that flutters through the room, and you inject the vial and the liquid inside it, this arcane liquid magic, into Ajax's bloodstream. Ajax, there's a moment as your mind begins to close for a second. First, I need an Arcana check from Ajax, Hallian, and Emilio.
14.
14 as well.
8.
There is a moment as you guys go ahead and inject it. The entire room buzzing with this just electricity, this arcane fuel that begins bouncing off it, this dull laboratory beginning to get splattered in various different colors, pinks, blues, reds, golds, all of them beginning to buzz. And Ajax, a Constitution saving throw as you feel your body beginning to phase in and out of reality.
22.
22. As you go ahead, you take your arcane magics and you harness the energy inside you, and you manage to first keep yourself in this timeline, and then you realize you are fighting against it. Every inch of you fighting against it.
Now's not the time to grow sentimental.
And then you simply let go. You let go. The arcane magic flowing out of you like tendrils, this spool of thread unraveling and getting splintered out. And for those of you inside the lab, Ajax simply disappears as his skin is turned to thread, and like a threaded puppet, he is unraveled and sent into the ether. Ajax, with a 22, you manage to restrain and resist all of the pain inside you. However, you are going to take 23 points of force damage as you are sent spiraling out. I need everyone else in the room to give me Arcana checks.
Oh. 14.
16.
Dirty 20.
19.
Emilio, in this moment, you begin looking around. You catch Hallian, who is more focused on the machines, ensuring the safety of not Ajax, but those in the room. Hallian, you first. You go ahead and you recognize that everything is operating at an elevated power. But as you rush around with a 14, you are okay. Alva, you go ahead and you step in front of Cornelius. Everything around you looks to be okay. Emilio, you look at the specimen table. Not all of Ajax went through time. A single thread sits on the specimen table.
Hallian, we've got a problem.
What is it?
Not all of him is dematerial.
Now you know how I feel,
try
Cole.
that again.
Now you know how I feel.
Materializing.
Some big words can be difficult sometimes.
This dramatic moment, and I got a case of crab mouth over here. God.
Quickly, grab a jar. We need to put it on ice, make sure it stays exactly how it is.
Are you sure?
Could I do a
Yes.
check to see what that means? Does that mean that
Go
there
ahead, you can give me an
wasn't-
Arcana check. You have advantage.
I want to think on the ring and that mass of coin. That is a 27.
27. You step in front of Cornelius and you look at him and he still holds the coin in his hand. And then you look back at the single string of Ajax left over as Hallian and Emilio rush around. Hallian, you grab a small pliers and just grab it. As Emilio, you bring a jar of pure ice and you simply watch as Hallian drops the thread in there. Alva, the human body is not dense enough to withstand the pull of time. It requires another catalyst. Something else to take the brunt of the arcane force that traversal through time requires.
I look at these people that clearly love and desire to protect Ajax and know that they must continue onward. I look at Cornelio. I'm so sorry for this. I'm going to Misty Step onto the table.
Alva, just bring him back first. If there's a thread here, there has to be some way to bring him back. Do not do anything rash.
It will succeed.
It will not fail. There's a difference. Focus on bringing him back somehow. Then we can try again.
No.
For once, Alva, just listen to me.
Hallian, you didn't take the coin, did you?
This lab, he did not, Alva did not, but this lab is small. You could just, you've put the thread in there. You can take it.
Yeah, Hallian's gonna grab the coin, give her the jar, give her the coin, run back over to the lever and pull it.
Okay. You pull the lever one more time as, are you trying to stop the machine or reactivate
to like
it, essentially?
reactivate, yeah.
You go ahead, you pull the lever back up one more time, causing a stop reaction, and pull it one more time. Are you trying to send Alva through time?
I am.
In the split second that he's reactivating this, Emilio tries as hard as he can to get a new dosage, seeing what's happening. I don't know if I need to roll to see if I can't inject her in time.
Okay.
Or
Give me a sleight of hand check. And Hallian, give me an Arcana check. And I will get to Alva in a second.
That is a 10.
12.
You rush over to Alva and inject her with the serum one more time. Alva, you feel it, the world spinning around you, your body turning to threads. Give me a perception roll first. Both, Alva, you have advantage. Everyone else in the room can roll.
Natural 20 from Emilio.
23.
Literally a 4.
Bab, you are just
too worried.
hanging out there
Something
waiting
about
for
bodyguards
something.
and poor perception, it makes sense. That's a 14 for me.
Makes sense to me.
How can you do your job?
yes, of course.
Emilio, Hallion, you guys begin to see that the coin is the first thing to get pulled apart as the threads begin to simmer through it. And compared to what happened to Ajax, Alva does not turn into threads. Alva simply disappears. Alva, you end up in what appears to be some sort of slipstream. You have full control of your body. You can walk through it. You can traverse it. You can see the past, the present, and the future. This barrage of information. Give me another perception roll. The first one was for the coin.
I think if it's even possible during this, she's going to just send out a sending spell of just Ajax. Ajax, where are you? Where are you?
Give me the perception roll at advantage now.
Oh my gosh.
That is a 17.
17. Ajax, your body has been completely ripped to shreds, but your mind remains intact with that Constitution saving throw. You are hit with a barrage of information, too much time, the past, the present, the future, everything overwhelming you, but there is only one thing that has ever stood above it in your mind, and that is your sister's voice, as you hear the sending echo in your mind, pushing this information back.
I'm here. I have to keep moving forward.
Alva, as that information gets jettisoned back, you look around you, you look forward. There is no sense of direction here. There is just this stream that's both everything and nothing at the same time, this void of information. And you look around you, threads of Ajax splintered through all of time.
Do I need to do another check to see
Open the jar.
what I can do? Oh, that's true.
You can give me an Arcana check if you want here.
I'll do a check really quickly because if he's not all the way there. An Arcana, that is a 28.
You have the thread. Bringing the thread back into the time stream allows Ajax to survive for just a little bit longer. But you don't have a way to put him back together right now. The only way to put him back together is to bring him back through time. You see threads of him all over the place. How do you want to go about this?
What I'm going to do, I will open the jar to try and release that little bit that was left of him.
As you open the jar, the slipstream of time essentially pulls the thread out and splinters it out back into the stream as it's almost sent outwards back all over you.
And noticing it seems like it's spreading apart right as he's traveling through it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlatch the hourglass that was on my hip. I bring it forward in front of my chest as it kind of hovers in front of me as I twist it to where it goes from upright, turns on to the other side of it. As you see, the sand begins to swirl under it as I'm going to cast Slow on all of Ajax.
Ooh. I'm going to decide that Ajax is failing here, I'm assuming. You cast Slow on all of Ajax as time does not slow down, but the threads begin to slow, almost frozen in time. How long does Slow last?
Let's see, how long does that last? That's a good question. I did not read that. 1 minute.
1 minute. You need to give me and it's concentration?
Yes.
Give me a Constitution saving throw first.
I have Warcaster, so this is with advantage, I believe.
Let's go.
Constitution, you said? That is going to be a dirty 20.
A dirty 20 is enough. Now give me a sleight of hand check at advantage.
Come on. That is a dirty 20 again.
A dirty 20. You slow time around you as this just emanation, this bubble of time exudes out from you, slowing down all threads of it. However, it pales in comparison to the to the slipstream that you stand in. You can affect only Ajax and nothing else around you, and with a modded 20, you grab every single thread of Ajax and put him in the jar. And then you turn back and you see the portal. A small portal that leads back into the lab. There's no way with your 28, you know right now there's no way for you to put Ajax back together in this slipstream. And you look at everyone else as you see Bab has begun to unsheath their weapons in case of anything coming through. You can see Hallian and Emilio both frantically attempting to keep everything up and running. And your uncle's words echo in your mind. It did not fail. What do you do?
And there's no way to put him back through this.
You got a 27 on your Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
You do not, the only way to do this is to bring him back into his own time. He splintered his body, and he is very lucky his soul is intact. There are too many variables hanging around you. You can attempt something else. The surefire way to keep Ajax alive is to bring him back and try again.
I just regretting it, knowing the potential thing that he's going to say. I send him through.
You and Ajax jump through the portal, landing back in the laboratory. However, as you jump through the portal and you land around it, you see everyone else, tears in their eyes. 2 hours had passed since when you guys had first arrived. And there is just this somber air around the laboratory. It's dull. It's quiet. You can see the machinations around the lab broken and shattered. Tears in all 4 of your friends, crew's, family's eyes. But you emerge, manifesting through nothing, back on the cold lab floor with an ice-cold mason jar full of Ajax's strings.
Did you find him?
He's here. What do we do? How do we bring him back fully?
I've had this happen before. Bring him over here. There's another machine. We can fix him. We've never had the soul return, but we can bring the body back.
The soul is right there, if so. I ensured it.
Glorious. Ajax, I'm coming.
You run over to a small machine, which is simply is just like almost like a microwave. It's simply a microwave that you put the mason jar into it, and you go ahead and you pull open a drawer, grabbing another arcane gem from the Feywilds, and you jam it into the microwave as it buzzes to life.
Minute 30.
No.
After about a minute 30, the exact time required to bring a soul and every string of a person's body back to life, Ajax, you manifest on the specimen table.
Oh, young sir, are you all right? Come on, do you hear us?
Big hug again, same force on you. I'm sorry. I wanted you to go more, but I couldn't.
Well, it wasn't a failure now, was it?
Was it? It was a second. It was a second ago. There's no way it worked.
It wasn't a second ago. Emilio looks at Hallian. Hallian, stop the clock.
2 hours, 1 minute, 58 seconds.
What?
Longest 2 hours of my life.
I'm not sure the machine will even
What?
run anymore.
What's the difference?
We might have to fix it.
What variable went wrong?
Emilio's checking his syringes, making sure that they hit their level. Is there anything he sees that may have miscalculated or...
As you guys have had 2 hours to process it, everything on paper was correct. But the nerves of all 3 of you got the better of you. You tried to brute force it, and you look at Cornelius, who sits at the table, or sits at a chair in the corner, wiping tears, and there is just one item missing. The dense gold coin.
Alva, how did you make it through?
I joined you for a brief second. I had to bring you back, otherwise you...
We don't know what would have happened if I had stayed.
I don't know. It worked though, didn't it? It worked, Ajax. You did it. This is incredible.
It worked. What do you mean it worked? Look at this laboratory. It's in fucking shambles.
Sir, a piece of you was missing from the rest of you. A strand stayed on that table.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
This is an incredible experiment, Ajax. Mother and father will be so proud of you.
I don't give a fucking shit about how they feel. I was supposed to get away.
Get away, Ajax. Sweetheart, what do you mean get away?
For too long, I have sit idle, letting progress creep at a snail's pace. I had to see for myself where we would end up. Everything's gone wrong. All of it. Every last little thing. We had one opportunity. One chance. And now I'm back here.
There will be other
Area
times.
0.
We can fix things.
Okay. Hallian, intrigue me. When will there be other times?
Just
How long of a lifespan do you think we have? I found a rift in the space-time continuum. That does not happen. That is not a common occurrence. It hasn't happened for, who knows, ever since the Lagranges began focusing on this. So by the time that we're all said and gone and we're on to the next generation, who knows? Who knows when we'll have another chance at this?
Ajax, you would have died.
I couldn't let that happen to you.
Hallian
I'm sorry.
looks at like the instruments. Is the rift still there or is it gone?
No, it is gone.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Cornelius begins to stand. I think let's all get some rest. Ajax, I will secure funding for you. We'll rebuild the lab. This is not over. You found one rift. With patience, perhaps we can find another. I want everyone out of the lab. Please.
Yes, sir.
We can.
Yes, sir.
Emilio starts to walk out, puts his hand on Alva's shoulder, and just whispers,
I have to try again.
"You did the right thing."
Doesn't feel like it right now.
Ajax, to bed.
Yes, sir.
And Alva, a word.
Just stands, looking at the table. No words. Doesn't even look Ajax in the eyes either.
Walk with me. And he leads you through the ornate halls of the Lagrange Island Manor. That, while you were gone, you have to promise me you can't tell Ajax.
What did you do?
It's not what I did. The coin, I think I figured it out. It's not density. That coin very well probably came from Mammon's personal collection. It's likely a soul was infused inside it. I don't think it was density.
I see.
We have to convince him to stop.
I've been pretty good at that most of my life. I've had plenty of opportunities to do such. Cornelius, there is one thing, then. If it does require a soul, I know how to get it. We need that ring.
His ring.
Yes. That's the only reason he survived that.
All right. I'm going to give me a bit of time. Let's rebuild the lab. Let me gather more attributes, perhaps as a way to bolster the power, perhaps as a way to make it less dangerous. Let me pull some strings, see what I can find. But I trust you. You did good.
It'll be even better next time.
Next time, it will succeed.
I told you.
No, I told you. And he gives you a pat on the back.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't like giving you the upper hand, so...
Remember, I'm the one that pays for everything, so...
That is true. All right.
Good night, Alva. Get some rest.
You as well, Cornelius, and, thank you. I don't think I would be here otherwise.
Thank you, Alva. Ajax wouldn't be here otherwise.
That's what I'm here for, to make sure that my little brother does not get himself killed.
Well, you're doing an excellent job at it. Let me see what I can do for you guys. Good night. And he begins walking off. And time passes for a bit. Months. A full year of time passes before the next experiment. But that is where we will end this episode.
2 hours of time, huh? Dang.
2 hours? That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's a
Sure.
pretty
That's
good.
good.
That's a
Good
good
numbers,
experiment.
good numbers, good numbers, good numbers.